After the two killings in Minneapolis, and I think there's a lot of video on them, Madam Secretary. I think people can see the video and draw their own conclusions. Are you and your department conducting an investigation of those?
Sir, the investigation is being led by the FBI. HSI was involved. In fact, our HSI agents on the ground.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I got so little time. I believe at the time you said these were acts of domestic terrorism. Is that right?
Sir, in answer to questions at the press conference that afternoon, it was that it appeared to be.
Yeah, but you said these appeared to be acts of domestic terrorism.
And as I've said previously in this hearing,
but
is that
first, Madam Secretary, did you say
we're getting information from a chaotic scene on the ground and relaying information to the American people.
Okay. Now, again, those videos are public. People can draw their own conclusions. I think it'd be safe to say you got some pushback on that. Mm-hmm. Would that be fair?
Yes, sir.
And you had some criticism. I'm not saying the criticism was accurate or inaccurate. I think you did.
Welcome back to Capital Focus. While many commentators are focused on the headline exchange from this hearing, the real story is quieter and far more revealing. In Washington, the most important signals rarely come from what is said outright. They come from how people respond when the pressure lands. And this moment? It shows us exactly how power protects itself. When lawmakers question executive officials, the hearing room becomes a stage for two competing goals. One side is trying to force clarity. The other is trying to maintain control of the narrative without committing to anything that could later become a liability. That's the chess match. The strategy behind the questioning in moments like this is rarely accidental. Notice how the line of inquiry narrows in on a single point: repetition, framing, and precision. This is not about curiosity. It's about building a narrative trail. Each question attempts to box the witness into confirming, denying, or distancing themselves from a specific claim. But experienced officials understand the trap. Instead of answering the question directly, they often pivot toward process. They reference investigations, agencies, or incomplete information. The reason is simple: process is safe territory. Once the conversation moves into procedural explanations, the immediate pressure dissolves. That's the first layer of the strategy. The second layer is psychological. In congressional hearings, timing matters as much as substance. A witness who appears calm, measured, and consistent can diffuse even the most aggressive questioning.
What got my attention was that you blamed those statements on Mr. Stephen Miller at the White House. Did you not?
No, sir, I did not. And in fact, where you're seeing that is in a news article of anonymous sources. And anonymous sources say a lot of things, but I've never said that at all.
Hearings, timing matters as much as substance. A witness who appears calm, measured, and consistent can diffuse even the most aggressive questioning. Meanwhile, a lawmaker must balance persistence with the risk of appearing overly confrontational. Both sides are playing to two audiences simultaneously: the committee room and the public watching from the outside. And this is where the deeper power dynamic emerges. Because in Washington, the battle over responsibility is rarely about discovering truth in real time. It's about shaping the historical record. Every answer, every denial, every clarification becomes part of a future narrative. That narrative might be used weeks later in media coverage, months later in political campaigns, or years later in policy debates. Now here's where things take a darker turn. The shadow segment. Imagine this pattern continuing across multiple institutions. Questions designed to pin down responsibility, answers designed to diffuse it. Over time, the effect can create a fog around accountability itself. Not because people are lying outright, but because the system rewards ambiguity. In the dim light of political noir, accountability doesn't disappear overnight. It fades slowly, one carefully worded response at a time. And when citizens start believing that no clear answer
that at all.
Well, here's what you said on the record. I'm going to read your words. Quote, everything I've done at the direction of the president and Stephen.
Sir, where did you see me say that at? You read that in a
was
news
reported
article with no sources
You said it on
affiliated
the
to it.
record on January 27th of 2026. Did I
Sir,
read your words accurate?
I enjoy working with the president and with Stephen Miller, and that day we were working to get as much information to the American people as possible. That is what we'll continue to do, and as that happens, we'll go
do
forward.
you think it was fair to blame Mr. Miller?
Sir, I did not do
words?
that. You're reading from a newspaper article with
Yes, ma'am.
anonymous sources.
Are you denying that you said that?
Sir, I'm not going to speak to that situation that is relayed on anonymous sources that no
This
one
wasn't
has heard me
anonymous.
say that.
It was you.
No. Who
mean, you
reported
said
that
it.
to that newspaper?
They're quoting you on the record, saying it's Stephen's fault. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
exactly what we'll keep watching here. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like the video and subscribe to Capitol Focus so you don't miss the next deep dive into the power dynamics shaping Washington. This is Capitol Focus.